So most musicians are going about trying to market and promote their music entirely the wrong way. But this one game-changing trick I'm about to show you allowed me to go from making just like a couple of $100s when I released a project to literally making over $10,000. And again, I'm about to show it to you in this video. Hey, and welcome to Music Space. Here we help working musicians like you to monetize their craft. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to stay updated when new videos are uploaded. Now, right before we get into this video, if you're a band, artist, or musician looking to make some serious passive income and grow a huge fan base, I'm advising all bands and artists and musicians like this to start a YouTube channel today. And that's because right now, YouTube continues to be the biggest growth opportunity for bands, artists, and musicians to gain a huge following and make lots of money. And because of this, I've created the YouTube QuickStart course. This course is specifically designed to get you up and running and making money and growing a huge fan base on YouTube really quickly and easily. And the best part is it's completely free and you can get instant access to it at the link in the description of this video. Okay, so here's what most musicians do. Like, this is the process. They spend countless hours writing and composing songs. Then they spend thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars at least going to studios trying to get that project recorded, mixed and mastered. And then somewhere during that process, they probably post on their social media pages like, I got a single coming, I got an album coming, or whatever, probably with some cover art like their album cover or whatever. And then they end up paying even more money to get that project on the streaming platforms like Spotify and iTunes and all of that. And even more money if they order like physical copies of the CD. Then the release date comes and they post on their social media to everybody that it's out and they should go to Spotify or whatever to download the song or the project. And after all of that time and money and resources spent on this project, they make a whopping $137.10. They failed miserably on this because they went about marketing it the wrong way. So imagine this, instead of having like a random number of social media friends that barely know you and at best are like slightly interested in what you do that you're trying to market to, you have a group of curated fans who have expressed a high level interest in what you do and are like 10 times more likely to buy from you and support you with their money and resources. This simple trick that I'm about to share with you gives you exactly that. And again, it allowed me to make like over 10 grand from an EP that I released. Okay, so what is this simple trick? You ready for this? It's one word: email list. Actually, wait, that's two words, but you get it. So here's what I mean by email list. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of musicians and artists make. What we do is try to chase the numbers and chase the amount of followers and subscribers that we have on social media. And we think that that's going to equate to like a lot of money. And while that can be true in some cases, it's usually not indicative of how much money you can make when you release a project. But if you have something more personal, like a more personal form of communication and contact with all of these individuals or a group of them, you have a much more likely group of people that are going to support you financially. And that's where the email list comes in. What you want to be doing on your social media is moving these people from being fans just on your social media pages and subscribers to a curated email list where you have one-on-one communication with them. And this is probably the most important thing that I'm going to say in this video. You need to be building relationships with your fans, not just having a number of fans, not just having a huge number and trying to get 100,000, a million followers, a million subscribers. You need to be building relationships with those people if you want them to support you financially and with their time and other resources. The analogy that I always give for this is, imagine that you are meeting a person that you're interested in and you guys are having a conversation. So you have like an initial level of interest. That is equivalent to what you have as social media fans and followers. But what you want to be doing, at least in most cases, is taking that initial level of interest and moving it to something greater and seeing what's possible in, whatever relationship that you're trying to be in with them. And what is the number one tool that you use to move from that level of interest to a sort of higher level of interest? It's usually exchanging phone numbers, right? So now you have a more personal way to communicate where you can talk, you can build a relationship, you can get to know each other, you can get to know things about each other, and have that interest go to a higher level. Getting that phone number, that tool, is the equivalent to having an email list of your fans and followers and subscribers. And I'm telling you, this is one of the most crucial things that you can do in this sort of noisy world that we live in, is to start building relationships with people who want to support you. Okay, so you're like, Terrence, I hear you, makes sense. How do I go about doing this? It's actually really easy. So one of the services that I recommend if you're just starting an email list for the first time is a service called MailChimp. The reason I recommend this one in particular, especially if you're starting out, is because they have a free tier where if you only have under a certain amount of emails that you put in there, it's free. And then as you grow, as you get more emails above that number, the price goes up a little bit, but it's still relatively inexpensive. But there are other services too, like Aweber and Constant Contact and a few others. And the way that you get emails into this platform is crazy easy. What you do is every time you post something on your social media pages, like videos of you performing or pictures of your band or whatever the case may be, just put under there the link, hey, if you're interested in what we do, sign up for our email list on this particular link. And of course, you get the link from MailChimp or whatever the platform you're using for people to sign up for that email list. And you do this consistently, and over time, your email list grows. And then what you want to be doing in the email communications for people who have joined your email list is exactly what I just said, building a relationship with them. Set up like an email campaign where like over the next 10 or 15 emails, it's going to be like a get to know me and my band. So in email 1, you share a funny story. Email 2, you share something personal about, some struggles that you went through, and things like that, on and on, where your fans and followers get to know who you are. And at the same time, you can set up something like a reply where people can reply to those emails if you want to do that, where they can share stuff with you as well. So in those emails that you're sending out, you say, hey, what do you think about this? Have you ever dealt with something like this? And guess what? Over time, that's building a relationship. And so now watch this. What happens when you grow that email list to say 2,000 or 3,000 people, and then you built a relationship with them, and then you get ready to release a CD, a project, an EP, or whatever? You let that list know, the people that you've already built a relationship with, you let them know they're much more likely to support you. So let's just say you have 3,000 people and you only sell to like a certain percentage of them, like a third of them. So like 1,000 people buy your CD. You have a built-in mechanism of 1,000 people at least that's going to buy whatever it is you put out, your merchandise, your music, your products, whatever the case may be. And because you built a relationship with them, they'll buy it from you for top dollar. One of the ways that I made that money that I mentioned earlier is because I sold one of my projects at a high dollar price, like $30 for the project, and they were more than willing to give me that. Some of them even tipped me more money. But it all came down to the email list and the relationship that I built with it. And of course, there are a lot of other things to consider when you're talking about email marketing and branding and all of that. And I've done quite a few videos about that, and you can go here and check those videos out right now.